Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I'm coming to you with my weekly wrap-up. This is for week number 47, I think. 47? I don't know. Today's the 26th of November. So happy Sunday, everybody. So yeah, I actually, up until about 10 minutes ago, really wasn't even going to film this because I finished 2 books last week, which is great. Both the books were kind of duds, one much more so than the other, but I thought, you know what, I still want to sit down and share that with you guys. Now, I'm not going to get into a whole thing, especially on the first book, because I just think me sitting here ranting about a book is, and not even ranting, like, I didn't like it, but it wasn't like the worst book ever written. I just don't think that that is worth anybody's time. So I will share with you a couple of the quick things I did not like about it, just in case you want to read it yourselves. So just so you kind of know going in, was my thoughts on it. The other book I liked. I mean, it was a decent enough read, but it wasn't like anything spectacular. So if you've been watching, I've been starting to do daily vlogs again. So I'm not going to share with you what I'm currently reading because I do that in those vlogs. But what I thought I would do in this video is to share with you what I plan on reading next, which is what I'm going to probably be doing in these Sunday videos, is share with you all the books that I finished and then share with you what I'm reading next. So you can expect like what's going to be coming up on the channel. So yeah, so I am posting the daily vlogs. I did one on Friday and Saturday, and I posted them at night. So like I filmed Fridays and then I posted it Friday night, and then same with Saturday, posted it Saturday night. What I'm actually going to do going forward is post it the next day. It just takes a little bit of the pressure off of trying to get something, you know, like edited and posted all in the same day. So yeah, I will have those videos going up the next day. So don't panic if you do not see today's daily vlog. It will be going up tomorrow. So yeah, so that's my plan on that one. So yeah, so let's get into everything. This is definitely not going to be a very long video. I know I say that all the time and then I get chatting. Me and my squirrel friend are here. If you saw my daily vlog from yesterday, I will be taking him to work tomorrow, much to the annoyance of my coworkers, I'm sure. So today, or this week, I finished reading Christmas at Lilac Cottage by Holly Martin, which is the first book in the Wycliffe Bay series. This book I did not like. I gave this book 2 stars. I did not like this. The funny thing is, when I was looking at the reviews after on Goodreads, people really either love this one or did not like this one. And I fell into the did not like camp. And that's unfortunate because I do really enjoy Holly Martin. So I'm not saying don't read Holly Martin. I like a lot of what she's written, but not every author has, you know, great books every time. There are some duds. So in this one, unfortunately, what really drove me crazy without getting too much into, again, I don't want to sit here and rant on a book for 20 minutes, is the daughter. The daughter, so the premise of the story is about our main character, Penny, and she has this house, Lilac Cottage, and she rents out her annex to this man named Henry and his daughter, Daisy. So at the very beginning, for a long time, there's like this whole miscommunication thing where she thinks that Daisy's his wife. Like, she hasn't met Daisy yet. She's only met Henry. And he's kind of like, at first you meet him and he's a complete Grinch. And then, like a flick of the switch, he suddenly thinks Penny's hot and is like the nicest guy. And I'm like, okay, that was weird. Because I thought we were going to get a Grinch, not so Grinch story. But anyway. And then, of course, there was this miscommunication. She thought that Henry was married and that Daisy was his wife. And then when she actually meets her and sees how young she is, she goes off on him like, how dare you? She's a child. That's disgusting. And he's like, dude, that's my daughter. You know, so like really, really weird. And then the whole thing with Daisy. Daisy was 16 years old. But the way that Henry crept around with his relationship with Penny, like, oh, I don't want her to find out. I want her to get settled in this new house before, you know, blah, 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 blah. It just irked me to no end. I'm like, she's 16, not 6. You know, she can, what does she think? You're living as a monk? Like, honestly. And then, like, for one, they kind of treat her like a child in that aspect without, you know, being forthright and forthcoming with her in terms of this relationship. There's a scene where they spend the night together and then Henry hides Penny in his closet while he's having a conversation with his kid. Like, what are you, like, it just, anyway, I will not go off on 20 minutes on this book. But I know some of you enjoy these rants, so. And then on the other aspect, so they treat her like a child. Then on the other aspect, there's an entire scene where Penny has a conversation with Daisy about sex and watching pornography. What the hell? Like, this book did not make sense to me. Like, it didn't know what it was. Were you treating Penny or were you treating Daisy like a child or like an adult? Which is a big issue I have in romance novels where they treat the children or they talk to the children, the teenage children, very frank. Even like relationships between parents and like, you know, like a main character and their mother, like the full, like a grown-up main character and their mother, or a conversation between siblings. Just find it, some things are just a little bit too out in the open, and I don't think everybody needs to know that. The other thing is that you kept getting told throughout the entire book what a small town this one. Everybody knows everybody else's business. And the town finds out that Penny's going out with Henry. So she's in the drugstore, and she's supposed to be just buying a toothbrush, and they start filling her shopping cart with condoms, and they get it was just like this whole small town thing, and I'm like, that's just a little invasive. But then on the other hand, you get juxtaposed with that. I never use that word properly. The opposite of that is that Penny had a bad breakup with this guy eight years ago, and his parents own the local pub, and she has never seen them since. She has never seen the parents since. If a town is that small, you would have run into them. The grocery store, the convenience store, you know, on the street. It just... rant over. I gave the book 2 stars. I gave it 1 star because it's a Holly Martin book, and I do like Holly Martin's writing, and it is a Christmas story. And there were some Christmassy aspects like that I really did like. Like, I did like some of the festive aspects of the book, and I gave it a star for me for finishing the book. The other book that I finished this week was Captured on Kawai by Our Berry Flowers. This is the second book in the Hawaii CI series. In this one, our main character, Dex, is a DEA agent, drug enforcement agent. And he works out of LA, and he goes to Hawaii, to Kawai, to go undercover at a resort lodge place owned by our female lead, whose name is escaping me. I can't remember her name now. And he thinks at first that she might be in cahoots with these drug smugglers, and it turns out she's not. And then, of course, there's a relationship between them. And my big issue with this is that she was a widow. Her husband died 8 years. No, her husband died 6 months earlier. And it was like lust at first sight for the two of them. And I couldn't buy their relationship again. And I think that was my problem with the first book in this series as well. So I think I'm going to hold off on this series for a little bit, and eventually I'll get to book number 3. Not that the writing was great, the location was great, the characters were great. It was the relationships that I had a problem with. So it is what it is. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to mention what I'm currently reading because I talk about that all in my daily vlogs. But I am going to share with you what I'm going to be reading next. So I'm really trying to use my library, and I just think that that's a lot of fun. Like, you know, just to see what's new and what have you. So I was tooling around to see what was new, or like what was available now on Libby. And I came across this book, and I was like, oh, this looks good. And I had never heard of the author before, and it was a new release, but it was it wasn't even a 7-day quick hold. It was like available now. And I went and looked on it on Amazon, and the Kindle edition is $25. $25 to buy the Kindle edition. That is unacceptable. And I'm sorry, I was joking with this lady the other day at the hospital. We were talking while we were sitting. We were both getting the iron infusions done. And I said something about, you know, owning a Tesla. She's like, I wouldn't own a Tesla. I said, but I would love Tesla money. Like, I can own a Tesla money. And I'm like, and I'm thinking as I'm looking at this book going, I would love, I can buy an ebook for $25 money. Just have that kind of money just to toss away $25 on a Kindle edition. You're not even owning the book, you're renting it. Okay, anyway, let's not get into that whole discussion on ebooks. So I borrowed this one. So it's called, here I am going on and on, I haven't shared the book with you yet. The 12 Days of Murder by Adriana Cordini, I think. Now, I don't know if any of you have read this author before. This sounds like it's a thriller, so I didn't really even read what it was about. But as I was kind of scrolling through on Goodreads looking, the review on the very top, like the first line jumped out at me, and I went, yes, I need to read this. And it's basically And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, set at Christmas time. Sold. Sold, sold, sold. I want to read this book. So that will be the next book that I read after I finish The Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer. And then my next Harlequin book is going to be Merry Christmas Baby by Terry Wilson, which is the 4th book in the Lovestruck Vermont series. This looks super cute. It sounds like it's a Grinch type story. Like, she loves Christmas. He doesn't. There's a baby involved. We shall see where it goes. It's Terry Wilson. Her books are fabulous. I love them so much. And then, of course, when I'm done Christy and the Snobs, which is book 11 in the Babysitters Club series, I'll be starting Claudia and the New Girl. So yeah, so that's what's going to be coming up, you guys. Short and sweet. That was it. I really don't have anything else to share with you. As I said, I'm doing daily vlogs, but in those daily vlogs, it's just kind of me chatting, what's going on with my day. This is where you're going to get the wrap-ups of everything that I finish. Will be on these Sunday videos. So I hope you guys like this, and I will talk to you in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.